Hello and welcome back. Tool 3, Shape Healthy Thoughts. This entire tool is committed to our cognitive reframing. Big words for just helping us think better, helping us have healthier thoughts every day. In fact, the intention is I shape healthy thoughts each and every day. And I liken our minds in this tool to a garden. There's a lot of gardening lessons, gardening metaphors, nature metaphors inside of Stronger Everyday 9 Tools for an Emotionally Healthy You, because I love nature. I feel closest to God in nature. And a big star of this book is my backyard that I nurtured. And as I spoke of last time, the moonflower vines just taught me so much about God, about how to have the perfect cling, the perfect secure attachment to my Heavenly Father so that I could move through life with a deeper sense of who I am. So my identity, I know who I am. And so I really love The Secret Garden. It's one of my favorite books by Frances Hodgson Burnett. And I just think that that book is sheer magic. She takes an old, forgotten, overgrown, somewhat mysterious garden and places a broken-hearted little girl named Mary inside of it. And she just finds a new way of being. And she begins to flourish. I love it. If you've not read it, you need to pick it up. If you've not watched the movie, you can watch the movie. They're both very beautiful, life-giving sources of imaging secure attachment and imaging how to become whole. You know, gardens, they just invite us to come in and sit for a spell, don't they? They awaken our childhood senses. At least they have that effect on me. Not everyone's a huge nature lover or a gardener. I'm not really a gardener, but I do appreciate things that grow. And I love having a part in that. So perhaps one of the most powerful sentences in The Secret Garden is when the narrator shares that Mary had no intention of going to sleep, and in fact, she was becoming wider awake every day which passed. So that's a huge, huge theme in Tool 3, Shaping Healthy Thoughts, is to become more wide awake every day in our life. So many of us, myself included, for a very long time, and even every now and then, I find myself sleepwalking through life. Just sleepwalking. Like, is it time to go to bed again? Like, did I even notice anything along today's path? What did I hear today? What brought me joy today? What everyday epiphany came to me today? There just are days like that. It's not how I it's not how I want to live my life. I'll get it out. You know, life is strewn with hard times, tough places. Some last longer than others, and some entangle us so much we can't even breathe. I know. Some are brief, some bully us beyond belief. Some come in like a thief in the night, rest robbers who steal our joy. Some shake us to the core like an unexpected earthquake. But then, right then, you realize, you think, I just want to go to sleep for 100 years. Just get me out of here. Yeah. But then you realize, I don't want to go to sleep for 100 years. No, in fact, I have absolutely no intention of going to sleep because I want to be wide awake in my life. That's what this chapter is just all about. And this might be the chapter, the tool, this shaping of healthy thoughts, this cognitive reframing, that might be the one that kicks you in the butt the hardest, because reframing our thinking requires that neuroplasticity we were talking about, and it's going to require one of the later tools, memory reconsolidation, where if we've had any form of trauma, overwhelming emotions that seem to still have that negative emotion connected to it, and we get triggered, then we're going to have to do a little extra work to heal and consolidate and get that negative trigger out of your amygdala, your fight, flight, freeze, and train the nervous system to calm down. I have spent decades trying to do that. And that's why I wrote a book with 9 tools in it that can hasten that process for you, so that you can learn to live your life through the parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and digest way of living, rather than living from the sympathetic nervous system, which is the fight, flight, freeze. So we can quit moving through life like this, nervous, flipping our lids, being crazy, having unbridled angry fits, deep, dark wells of depression. We can learn how to moderate and manage our emotions. Heartlifter, this is not easy. You know I'm never promising you easy, but it is empowering. And I know you have what it takes to do this. Ah, so good. So in this chapter on page 85, we ask 4 significant questions. Why do I think the way I think? Why do I hear the way I hear? Why do I speak to others the way I do? And why do I speak to myself the way that I do? And why do I allow others to speak to me the way I do? This is the part of a journey that sometimes really does require a trained heart lifter, a trained therapist or counselor, trauma-informed, hopefully, who can really help you clear those pathways and begin to speak healing words to yourself. Sometimes this part can be one where you may need to call in a little help, okay? I just want you to know that, because we're all born with a natural bent or natural gifts, but sometimes our family of origins, as we spoke of before, the families we're born into, sometimes they're not the healthiest. And we've got to relearn. We have to re-author. I know it stinks, but it's just the truth. And so, sometimes we have coaches or teachers or whoever, bullies in our life that project really awful things onto us and say terrible things, and we start to believe them. And so we develop these cognitive malformations, right? These cognitive distortions where our thinking becomes distorted. Stinking thinking. And so we're going to spend time in this tool. You're going to spend a lot of time, probably more time here than anywhere, really becoming more wide awake in your life to how you're thinking, how you're hearing, how you're perceiving things, how you're taking things in, so that you can go, wait a minute. I don't have to do that anymore. I write a lot more about it even in my second book, Overcoming Hurtful Words. So if you need a little extra, I would download that on Kindle and enjoy reading a little extra and additional information on that. Okay, so there will be bad days. I need you to know that. I want you to be able to understand that if you have a day where you have, let's say you have an unbridled angry burst, and you're like, I thought I had a handle on that. I thought I was regulating that. I just want you to know you're going to have bad days. Knocking on some wood. You're going to have bad days. But they will become few and far between, I promise. You can ask my clients if you need references. And you're going to apply some heart lifting to your thought life. And so I liken in this tool that, we work out all the time physically. We make sure we get our 10,000 steps in, right? We make sure we get our cardio in. We make sure that we're doing our meditations and things. But there's nowhere to go really for our mental, like a mental gym. So I just say, let's do some heart lifting. Let's do some exercises inside of our brain, and there's plenty of them, some cognitive behavioral therapy, there's didactical behavioral therapy, there's solution-based therapy. There's so many different ways. Imago theory, there's internal family systems. I just offer you an introduction on how to begin examining your thoughts, and I use cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, so that we can go to our automatic go-to thoughts and examine them and maybe rewire and create some new ones. So this is a very important tool, tool 3, shape healthy thoughts. And I really want you to join our online community, Stronger Every Day, over on Facebook. And you can do that on the site, janellrardon.com. You'll see the blue bar drop down. You're just going to put your first name and your email in, and you will get all of the alerts and posts and updates and calls to action that will help you become stronger every day. I send you no junk, I promise. Nothing but inspiration, wisdom, revelation, practical tools come into your inbox. So I'll see you next time. Be sure you're practicing how to shape your healthy thoughts.